Polished and professional are words commonly used to describe our first speaker, but sometimes those words aren't always as flattering as they may seem, particularly if they are substitute words for pointing out she may be self-centered or over-rehearsed. Rather than practicing presentations for perfection, she's currently striving for confidence, communication, and audience connection. Here to share her why, how, and her then and now story from Top Lessons Learned, please welcome award-winning international speaker, author, and coach, distinguished Toastmaster, Vitalia Bryn Pundit.
Thank you, Lori. I decided to hang out by the donuts there while you read the introduction, just to remind me, do not worry, Vitalia. It's only a 5 to 7 minute speech. Raise your hand if you ever wanted to be a movie star, a rock star, or just somebody rich and famous. Raise your hand if you ever thought you'd like to travel, become a best-selling book author, or even a well-known expert in your field. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, I wanted to be all of those things and more. Yes, that's right. If I can be real with you all, the reasons that I wanted to become a professional speaker weren't entirely altruistic. I dreamed of becoming famous. I dreamed of making $1 million. I dreamed of developing a tribe of followers, a very highly dedicated and devoted fan club that would chant my abbreviated name with hand gestures simultaneously. V, 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 V. Okay, maybe we can skip the hand gestures, but you get what I mean. I wanted to be the center of attention, and I wanted the adoration of millions of others. I don't know, maybe it stemmed from growing up as an only child. I used to seek attention everywhere that I would go. From the time that I was a very young child, my parents had me enrolled in all kinds of lessons. There was tap, ballet, jazz, voice, acting, violin, piano, and flute. Practicing and performance came as second nature to me. I was always comfortable in front of an audience or whenever I was in the spotlight in the center of the stage. But my reasons for why I became a professional speaker evolved with wisdom, maturity, and experience. At the beginning of my speaking career, I had no idea who was going to be my audience or what I was going to be talking about. After all, I mean, the only kind of speakers that I had ever heard were the ones that had the stories of overcoming tragedy and being triumphant in a variety of circumstances. Some of them survived plane crashes. Some of them survived house fires. Some of them even survived hostile hostage crisis situations. I had heard stories of bravery and heroism, people who fought battles and wars across enemy lines. Of course, I had heard a number of cancer survivor stories. I had even heard of stories of miracles where somebody would lift up a car that ran over a woman, and the person lifting the car actually had no limbs. And we all, imagine, and that was a miracle, right? And we all know those keynote speakers, those late night real estate guru infomercial speakers who tell us about their stories of bankruptcy, homelessness, living out of their cars and out in the streets. Well, I decided to examine my life. And I got nothing. I mean, nothing. I didn't grow up poor. I didn't experience any kind of abuse. I certainly have all my limbs. And unless somebody switched me at the hospital with another baby at childbirth, well, to my knowledge, I had never been kidnapped. So what was an aspiring professional speaker like myself, who had never experienced any real serious tragedy, going to speak about? And who was going to listen to me? Upon further contemplation and examining my life more deeply, I finally got it. Although I didn't experience any serious tragedies, I did experience some real triumphs. My talents, skills, and gifts were always in goal attainment. I reached almost every goal that I had ever set out for myself. And that would become my main speaking topic: goal setting. Attitude, action, achievement. From there, as I continued my education through Toastmasters, I learned to develop other speaking topics: leadership, team building, sales, and communication. In all that time, I had discovered that my why changed drastically when I realized that I didn't have to focus on me, myself, and I anymore. But I had something of value to give to others. I had tips, tools, and techniques to help others achieve their goals. And when I took the focus off of myself, I was then able to put the focus on them, my audience. What can I do for them? How can I help them? How can I serve and support them? Today, nothing brings me more joy than to see others who are inspired by my coaching, my teaching, and my crafted messages to motivate them to achieve their professional development and personal life goals. So how did I get started? Well, that's really simple. It was started with Toastmasters. And let's face it, not every Toastmaster wants to become a professional speaker, but many of us professional speakers did get our start in Toastmasters. And I owe a lot of gratitude to Toastmasters. I believe that you really get out of it what you put into it. It was very simple. My husband and I were looking for a fun, cheap date night. And there it was. Paging through a small community newspaper was an ad for a humorous speech contest. It sounded like fun. We went to check it out. A month later, there was another ad for a humorous speech contest. We went to check it out. And 2 weeks later, there was an ad for a 6-week Speechcraft program. I joined. 6 weeks was something I could commit to, and I wouldn't feel trapped my whole life. But as I said, you get out of it what you put into it. So that 6 weeks became a year, then 5 years, then 10 years, and now almost 15 years. I had served Toastmasters. I got out of it quite a bit, and believe you me, I gave back a lot too. And it was a mutual relationship that benefited all. Since then, I have been a professional speaker for a variety of international seminar companies. I was a workshop presenter for a small business college. I became a member of the National Speakers Association in 2005, and I have developed 4 of my own speaking training companies. And yes, today I'm very clear on what I speak about and who is going to listen to me. Each of my speaking businesses has their own specific target market audience, their own program format delivery, and their own subject matter areas of expertise. If you'd like to learn more about how you can start your professional speaking career, come and talk to me afterwards about the Speaker Biz Institute and how we can help support you to achieve your goals. I'm going to wrap my portion of the presentation up with a motivational quote. For what kind of a professional speaker would I be if I didn't share a motivational quote, right? So in the words of one of my favorite motivational speakers, Les Brown, he says, "You don't have to be great to get started, but you must get started to be great." I invite you all to come and talk to me afterwards about the Speaker Biz Institute, and thank you again, Lori.